Italian, how is going?
With Italian, not. I know I know a lot of animals.
Oh,
yeah.
For example?
Coccinella.
Coccinella.
Barbagianni. Scoiattolo. Pipistrello. What else?
Difficult names.
Yeah, but they sound so funny to me. That's why I probably remember it.
No, but it's really funny also in Italian.
Is it really?
Yeah, because they are something similar to composed names, you know. Yeah. Barba, Gianni is an Italian name, and Barba is the bird.
Right.
So also in Italian is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones. Hold on.
Ragno, okay.
Well, coccodrillo, of course, but
yeah, okay. Some animals, perfect.
Yeah, I'm collecting animals.
And something else, for example, food, parolacce.
Any food? I mean, we both like to cook. Me and Georgia, so we do that. So I mean, I've tried a lot of Italian food, obviously, and
it's okay. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, most Swedish people know most Italian dishes and the words for them. So it's
pasta, pizza, for example.
Yeah, gnocchi is one of my favorites.
Yeah, gnocchi with patate, with potatoes.
Yeah, and I like it with gorgonzola and I like when they do what do you call it? It's a duetto when it's like mascarpone and gorgonzola together. That's like I love that.
I'm hungry now.
Yes,
it's almost the time. It's near 12 here in Italy. I return to the serious questions. I saw you live in Trezzo sull'Adda in 2019, and it was nice. Are you satisfied of the last tour?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a very good tour, for sure. And you know, I think the Amorphous tour is one of the best tours we've done in a very, very long time. So it was perfect fit because we've done so many tours, and it seems like a lot of times we sort of we're being matched with the wrong bands, you know. And I think with Amorphous, they have the same sort of, they're in the same place emotionally, you know.
Yeah,
and
different.
Which it's still very different from each other, but there's something that is very close.
Yeah. In that tour, you were with Ginger, with the Nail to Obscurity, and with the Amorphous.
Yeah.
And did you know all the bands before the tour?
Only Amorphous.
Amorphous.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the other bands did a great job too. It was a pretty cool.
Cool, really cool. Especially for me, it was a surprise Ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have a way to improve their music really far away the normal metal, you know, the normal scene.
Yeah, and they grown very big since then too, I think.
Yeah.
So I think the next big band for sure.
Okay. Bjorn, now I have been some questions about other of your projects.
Yes.
Especially now you have the Night Flight Orchestra. What is exactly also for your idea, this kind of project?
Like why I started it? Yeah. Well, I mean, it all happened when David started playing with Soilwork, you know, and we connected because I always liked this kind of music, you know. I've always been a music fan. I listen to a lot of types of music, and when we met, we really bonded over like late 70s and early 80s music, and or just 70s and 80s music in general, I would say. Sorry.
Okay.
And then we decided to start a band, you know, that sort of captures that feeling, and also to create a soundtrack of being in motion, you know, and because that's you know, that's the best way of doing it, you know, being on a tour bus in America, going through the desert and listen to classic rock. It's like there's no better way of listening to music, you know, or flying, you know. So that became sort of like the recipe for this band, to capture this lost art of production and playing and songwriting, and then create a soundtrack for ourselves being on tour. And then we started collecting all these people that we knew and got together and jam, and then something really, really magical happened, you know. And so I mean, I feel way more balanced today than 10 years ago, because now I got frustrated of being able to channel all of my influences into Soilwork, you know. It's impossible.
Okay.
Now it's very separate for me, you know. And even though people say that, oh, Soilwork is sounding sort of like Night Flight Orchestra and vice versa, but for us it's very, very separate things, you know. But I think we needed that outlet, both me and David, in order to start appreciating Soilwork again, and also have something else where we channel all of our influences.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask about another project that I really love. I mean, for me, is also sometimes better than Soilwork because I really love thrash, and the project is Terror 2000.
Yeah.
Is that band on hold or split up?
I would say on hold.
Oh no, it's because it's strange, because you made the 3 albums from 2000 till 2005, and after nothing else. So
probably because we started touring a lot more with Soilwork at the time, you know, and it became very, I don't know, I felt maybe a little bit drained and not very interested in coming home from all the touring. It's like, oh yes, let's write a Terror 2000 album, you know. And at the same time, it was when we released Terror for Sale, we had so much fun and we're laughing so much that my stomach was hurting for weeks. Because it's a very funny album. And we had so much fun. That's still the most fun recording I've ever experienced in my life. And we just felt like, how are we gonna top this? We can't. Like, where do we go from here? It just feels like this is just crazy. You can't make anything more crazy.
Yeah,
so,
for me, Terror 2000s is a great project, especially the second album, Faster Disaster. There are really killer songs, and one of the things that I think about is why the people didn't, you know, accepted, didn't know that project so much.
No, I mean, maybe a little bit in Italy because it was on an Italian label, you know.
Yeah, on Scarlet.
Yeah. So I think because a lot of people from Italy ask about, you know, Terror 2000, you know. So and also in America, even though in America it's almost more Ammonia Mundi than anything else. It's like
Ammonia Mundi, that was an Italian band, no?
Is, you know, and I went to Italy in just before the summer last year and recorded the vocals for the new album as well. So it's gonna come out maybe in the fall. I don't know, but so that's still an ongoing thing. That's a great band and great friends as well. So it's I've tried to convince them to go on tour, but they're way too much. Ettore Rigotti, he's way too much of a perfectionist, and he doesn't want to play it live because it needs to be perfect. So
okay,
But every time we toured with Soilwork in America, they was like, "Hey, what's going on with this Harmonia, dude?" It's like that's always the question at whenever you meet fans. Like all the time, it's like they have a name here. It's like you should put a band together and go there. Come on, you know.
Is a stranger chosen effectively?
Huh?
No, is a stranger choosily from the guy of Disarmonia Mundi do not play live?
No, I mean, because it's pretty much
like the Arctron, for example.
Yeah, it's like a two-man band, you know. It's Audio and Ettore writes all the music basically, and plays the drums, plays the guitar. He plays everything. You know, he even does some melodic vocals too. So he's quite a genius.
Yeah. If you need a guitar for the tour, I'm ready.
Okay. Cool. You've been playing in a lot of bands as well?
Yes, no, not so many, but some death, black, and thrash metal bands in Italy, especially in Verona. Yes.
What bands? Do I know any of them?
No, I think no. The only one that you can listen on Spotify is Scorbutics. Scorbutics is a kind of old school death metal influenced by Obituary, Bolt Thrower, etc. But it isn't the same. It isn't the same because we're speaking. I'm speaking with you and you're a real vocalist, a real musician. So I've got another question. A personal one, if you want. You have an Italian girlfriend, Georgia. How did you met? I met her. I know her. How did you met her? And I know that you have a music project together. Can you say something about?
Well, we played the same festival about 5 years ago, is it? Yeah, and up north in Sweden, and she was. We had been talking a little bit before that. She came to one of the Soilwork shows and we said hi or whatever. And then I think we stayed in touch a little bit and became friends on Facebook. And then they were playing with Thunder Mother at this festival up north in Sweden. It's like, oh, cool, we're playing with Soilwork as well. So we'll see each other there, you know, and that was it. Nothing weird going on. And then, yeah, I came to see their show in the afternoon, and then I came backstage after the show and said, "Oh, it was a great show," and said hi to everyone, and it's like, "Oh, you coming to watch Soilwork later?" It's like, "Yeah, of course." And then afterwards, we had like an after party listening to 80s music and had so much fun, and we really clicked.
Yeah,
and
like love.
Yeah, exactly. And she was the most silent girl out of every member in Thunder Mother. She didn't say much, and that's probably why I sort of liked her.
Okay.
So, not saying I was just picking out of the band, but there was something about her, you know. And
yeah.
So so we talked a lot, and we were dancing on the tables, and so it was a great night. And then we stayed in touch, and then she came to visit me, and I came to visit her, and it slowly built up. So, and now we're living together in Tyresö, in south of Stockholm. So,
it's the right symbol. And about Donna Cannone.
Yeah. I mean, Georgia jumped off Thunder Mother. I think it's 2 years ago or something, and. She's been longing to get back to music, you know, and I've seen it with her, and I because she has so much fun playing with Thunder Mother, and so I could see how she was aching to play, you know, and then she had some friends. She had Luca D'Andrea, who's used to work for this big music store chain in Stockholm, and he's been playing with a band called Cowboy Prostitutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's been living in Sweden for a long time, and so we connected with him. And it's like, oh, maybe we should start a band, you know. And then Tilda, the drummer who also jumped off Thunder Mother, was interested, and she was talking about me. He's like, oh, maybe we should. Do you want to play? Or it's like, yeah, maybe we can just get together and jam a little bit, you know. And you know, because I wanted to play guitar. Like I didn't want to sing. You know, because I like playing guitar as well. It's like, okay, I'll bring the guitar, and we got together, and it was a lot of fun. You know, it was very innocent and very sort of jam based, and I haven't done that, going to like a rehearsal room just for the hell of it and jam, in probably 20 years. You know.
Okay.
Not like the old days, you know, me and Georgia get into the car with, you know, a gig bag with a guitar each, and driving to the rehearsal. And I was almost feeling like, wow, it almost feels like my mom is driving me to the rehearsal. So it was a great feeling, you know, a lot of, and then when we started playing, we did some songs. First, we talked about like, oh, maybe we should do some covers. But then in the end, it's like, why? It's like, there's no point. Let's do some of our own stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So we started.
So is arriving the album.
Well, no, I think we're gonna release a single in the fall maybe, and we have a label that's interested as well. So maybe next year we can maybe put out a new album. Who knows? It all depends, you know. Of course, the Corona thing and everything is in a lockdown, and yeah, nobody knows how long it's gonna drag out. So. But, you know, we have a lot of great songs, and it's a very sort of rock and roll punk based with quite sort of melancholic melodies.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like, I don't know, a little bit of Wild Hearts, sort of classic sort of rock and roll, a little bit of, I don't know, Danko Jones maybe. And
interesting.
Yeah. A little bit of New Model Army as well, when they sort of sounded a little bit more punky, sort of, I would say.
Okay.
I would say a little bit like sort of the Hanoi Rocks, Michael Monroe vibe to it as well. So yeah. So it's fun to play guitar. So it's.
I expect to listen some. I've also said to Georgia that if you need some promotion about, I'm ready. And I'm better to promote than to play guitar.
Okay.
Really. Okay. I've got other 5 questions, but really small, because I ask only to choose about one of the 2 things that I say to you.
Okay.
Okay. Beer or wine?
Beer.
Slayer or Testament?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's difficult, this one.
Testament.
Testament. Okay. Scream or growl?
Scream.
In Flames or Dark Tranquillity?
Ooh.
Only difficult question, eh?
Yeah, because I mean, I used. This is based on what I've listened the most to, so it would be In Flames.
Okay. The last one is Verkligheten or The Chain Art Machine?
That's impossible, because it's different. They mean so much. But I mean,
You need to choose.
Yeah, I mean, just for the good old times, Chain Art Machine.
All right. Thank you very much. I've got only